second. Good evening and welcome in to the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies awesome Healers Training Tele Summit. Elizabeth Gilbert said, there were times, especially when I was traveling for Eat, Pray, Love, when I swear to God, I would feel this weight of my female ancestors, all those Swedish farm wives from beyond the grave who were like, go to Naples, eat more pizza, go to India, ride an elephant, do it, swim in the Indian Ocean, read those books, learn a language. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Well, it definitely made me wonder, how is this possible? Forget that. Am I even equipped to receive a message from my ancestors, let alone understand the messages? Well, if you have that thought or any thought actually around ancestors, be they be known or unknown, then today's call is just the thing for you. Even if you landed up here very by the by, I get the feeling that was no accident either. And with that, allow me to introduce our expert. She is a multimodality practitioner, including angel therapy, tarot cards, Akashic record reading, Reiki, switchword healing, and access consciousness, and is here today with Ancestral Spirit Reiki. She is naturally gifted, empathetic, loves to connect with people, is always learning new modalities, and little known fact, both sides of her family consider her their high priestess. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for and join me in giving a warm Mystic Lotus welcome to the lady who is here to tell us about honoring and healing with our ancestors, the very beautiful Aashe Rohara Rajput. Hi, Aashe, welcome in.
Hi. Thank you, Neelu, for such a warm welcome. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you coming on Saturday evening and being here. I highly appreciate you. And definitely, I adore you all. So big heart and love to all of you. So yeah, it's been a journey for me. Shall I introduce myself, Neelu?
Absolutely, Aashe. I was actually going to ask you, 8 years in, more than 3,000 people either helped or taught. In the last 1 year itself, more than 40 have benefited with either sessions or learning Ancestral Spirit Reiki with you. So yeah, how did your journey begin and how did you land up at Ancestral Spirit Reiki?
Sure. But before I introduce myself and talk a bit about how this beautiful journey of mine started in spirituality as well as ancestral Reiki, before that, I would like to go ahead and do a little prayer. I have seen other healers doing that. And by the grace of divine, let's go ahead and invoke the energies. So just a few minutes and we are good to go. So can I proceed, Neelu?
Yes, please. Yes,
thank you. Om Bhur Bhuhaswaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Noya Prachodaya. Thank you. Let the divine go ahead and flow through me and help everyone who is there on this call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neelu.
The all-powerful Gayatri mantra.
Yes.
Wonderful way to start this call. And go ahead, Aashe. I've already asked you. Go ahead.
Yes. So talking about how did this journey of me happen into, I would say, ancestral Reiki as well as into spirituality. Well, I was just a normal girl, just like you guys, having a normal lifestyle. All these things happened when I was in chaos. Every healer in making, since the Tele Summit is mostly focused on people who are planning to go ahead and get into spirituality or has this pull, you would find yourself in chaotic situation. You would be pushed to the edge, I would say, and you would be looking for that answer. Like I was looking for it almost a decade back. So my journey started almost 10 years back, where I had everything in terms of monetary, but I didn't have that satisfaction within me that there was something missing. And moreover, there were a lot of instances that happened in my life which actually pushed me towards spirituality. I started off with different modalities. Everybody mostly starts with Reiki. I also started with Reiki, then tarot happened to me. And I kept learning, because that is one of the essence of being a healer. It's a never-ending journey for you, because there's something or the other being created which can go ahead and help your clients, which can go ahead and help you as a person to go ahead and do the self-cleansing. Because I guess the most important thing for us healers, or anybody who is planning to get into spirituality, is that you have to first go ahead and clean your own vessel. You have to go ahead and do the self-cleansing, after which you obviously go ahead and start helping others. Coming to my journey about how I was introduced to Ancestral Spirit Reiki, it's a very interesting story, and I'm sure most of you would be able to relate to it. Back in the time, almost, I would say 20 years back, if I'm not mistaken, in India, there on Z TV, there was a show which used to stream called Aashe. I'm not sure how many of you would remember it.
Was it Z or was it Sony? I don't recall
Sony
that.
or Z. It's been like 2 decades. So
very old, yes.
So it was Aashe, as well as there was something called a Z horror show by Ramsay Brothers.
Yeah, yes.
I was always a curious child. I used to always go ahead and get attracted to these mysteries, the hidden world and everything. But then at the same time, I used to go ahead and get shivers, like literally. I used to not go in the dark place. And I used to always think, what is it in the darkness? What is it in the darkness that is actually making me so afraid in stepping into that particular room also? Back in the days, you used to go ahead and say, oh, there is a booth here. There is ghost here in this room. Kids do talk about it. That's how my curiosity actually, if I go ahead and say, invoked when I stepped into spirituality, that, hey, I haven't gone ahead and looked into that part of mine, which is related to darkness. Because in the end, darkness also has a lot of light in it. That's how I was introduced. Moreover, if you look at my family lineage from my mother's side, I wasn't aware until a few years of I becoming a healer, that my nanny, that is my mom's mother, grandmother, who also had the qualities of being a clairvoyant, as well as she was a healer in herself. Of course, there was no, at that particular time, the healing, I would say the whole field was not given so much of importance, but then they used to do small Tona totkas and all that things, the white magic, what we do. That's how I realized that I have gone ahead and been gifted naturally from my nanny side. And that's when actually things, started making two into two. I was like, why am I not looking into my ancestral line? Why am I not going ahead and doing something? I let that thought go into the universe. And one day I can see on my internet that, boom, there is something on Ancestral Spirit Reiki. Now, I had come across on ancestral healing,
right,
which has more to do with, how you go ahead and it's a different concept altogether. However, when I looked into Ancestral Spirit Reiki, that kind of connected with me, because coming from a Reiki background, coming from different modalities that have been practicing in terms of energy, that kind of, took my curiosity there. And I was like, okay, this is something that I want to do. I started practicing first on myself, because I want to heal myself. I cannot go ahead and teach someone when I don't see the results coming in, because that is the best part about, any healing modality. I started conquering my fear, because even after my marriage, I had the fear of not going into the dark room. I used to always tell my husband, please come with me, because it's 2 a.m. Yes, there is a light coming in from the balcony. I cannot just go there. And I was like, let me just go ahead and conquer this fear. I started working on myself and I saw a good change. Now I can sit in a dark room also without being hesitant, without fearing that, oh my God, there is someone, or, any kind of childhood stories. I started applying this on my clients. initially it all started with, how when they started that there is something, we've been doing a lot of healing, but there is something I have not been going ahead and, I would say, I have been going ahead and doing so and so in my life. I have been a good person, but I'm not sure. I'm doing a lot of dan, as per, my parents telling me, but there is something, there is a link that is actually not connecting. I was like, okay, let's try and do something different here. Let's try and look into your ancestral lineage. They agreed, they saw the changes. That's when I was like, okay, this is something that I need to go ahead and tell to the world, that how amazing it can go ahead and give the results. So that's been my journey. That's been my journey with ancestral lineage, in terms of ancestral spirit Reiki and my clients. So
that is absolutely so. Okay, Fear of the Darkness went with using ancestral spirit Reiki.
Sorry?
The Fear of the Darkness went with using
Yes.
ancestral spirit Reiki.
Yes, it
that
does.
is fantastic. That is
somewhere or the other, it was my own fear, as well as somewhere or the other, I had these things where I was not able to go ahead and, Milo, people go ahead and feel afraid of our own ancestors. When there is a death happen in the family, we have a lot of do's and don'ts. Like, you should not do this, you should not do that. There is something called a sutak also in Hinduism, what we follow. However, if you look at Bollywood movies also, there have been things where people say, oh my God, there is a spirit coming in of the person who passed away. But we cannot forget that particular spirit who has become now our ancestor is there to help us, or either it is going to go ahead and give us some kind of a message, which is, that could be good for us, good for our life, because our family members cannot go ahead and do anything wrong to us. That's our first, I would say, people whom we meet in our life.
So tell me something before I actually ask you what exactly is ancestral spirit Reiki. Why ancestors? I mean, why this work around with ancestors? I mean, are you healing? Are we healing our ancestors, or are we pacifying them? The way like in India, for example, in Hindus, the Shraddh time. Is this like that?
Okay, that's a very interesting story, and I'm not sure how many of us know about how it's called something. There is a term used as a veneration of the dead, which is used across different cultures. In India, we have something called a Shraddh, where we go ahead and donate, or we go ahead and offer certain things, food, and many a times money also to our purvaj. Okay. However, it would be very surprising to most of you to know about this, that this ritual is actually across the world. It has been followed, but in their own culture. Let me tell you something about, US. In US, everybody knows there's something called as Halloween. Right. Now, before Halloween, there is on the 2nd of November, there's something called as All Souls Day. Okay. Or the Day of the Dead, I would say. Now, that's the day when mostly, people in US, or maybe you can say parts of Europe also, they would go ahead and call in for all the deaths. They would remember their ancestors, their parents, their grandmother, and the whole lineage. They would go to, of course, since they have the culture of cremating, that is, in the cemetery, they would visit the cemetery, they would light a candle. They would also leave flowers, which is quite normal. We can see it in the movies also. But they also go ahead and go for a picnic in remembrance of the ancestors. So they just don't go ahead and do something which is, a ritual where they don't enjoy. They try and connect to them that, okay, we are enjoying, and we call in your spirit, your presence, to go ahead and be in this good time. Let's talk about China. China has been in news all over from last 2 years. So how can we not look at China? Okay. Chinese, if you go ahead and see as a culture, it's very, just like how India is, it's very spiritual, it's very religious. So is China. In China, there is a tradition which is related to, again, people who pass away, or, they want to go ahead and praise the dead. What they go ahead and do is they would offer certain things. Like, for example, they would offer a car to people who have passed away, the family members, refrigerator. Now you would be wondering, how would they go ahead and offer the refrigerator
Yes,
or the
it
car?
was exactly my thought.
Yes.
How is that happening?
Yes. So they don't go ahead and take the car and park it in the cemetery. Of course, they would just go ahead and keep the posters of it on their, where they've been cremated. Now, the reason why they do that is because they want to go ahead and send them these as a gift, that, okay, wherever you are, whatever you have taken birth as, may you be blessed with all these luxuries in your life.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's really lovely if you go ahead and ask me.
Yes.
I mean, you're literally sending, because blessings can be sent in any form. If they can bless us, so can we. It's like a two-way street. Apart from that, in India, if you look at it, there is a big misconception also about, where astrologers tell you, oh, you have a Pitra dosh and all that things. Yes, it does happen, up to a lot of extent. Like, if you are connected to a good astrologer who knows about it, you also, many a times in your kundli, people are born with Pitra dosh also, where if there is, in my lineage, if one of my super great grandfather, which is like the 7th generation above me, okay, has gone ahead and done some kind of a curse, it will be passed on to me or to one of the family members, where we'll be impacted. Hence, we also that's the whole reason why, we do a lot of puja during, when a Pitra dosh is being found in a person's kundli, or during the, in October, if I'm not mistaken, it's coming.
Coming in September.
October, yes.
Yeah.
So it's coming at that particular point of time where we'll be doing a lot of dhan. And so this is the whole importance of the ancestors. They just don't go ahead and send you all the negative things. They also send you a lot of blessings. They also send you a lot of love. They also send you a lot of healing. Money. Of course, money is like, anybody and everybody would accept it, because it does come. So there are a lot of things that has been passed on from ancestors. And hence, I feel that one needs to know, at least, if not the healing, one needs to know what are the importance, where are we healing from?
Right. Fantastic. So, Aashe, obvious question now, what exactly is Ancestral Spirit
So coming
Reiki?
to what is Ancestors Reiki. Now, Ancestor Reiki allows one to transmit, okay, the energies across the spirit realm. We are on Earth. We are in a different realm where people are alive like us. You and me, everybody is alive, walking, and our spirit is with us, in our body itself. Now, there's a different realm where maybe they don't have, of course, they don't have the physical body, but they do exist. That's part of the realm. So what happens is we can go ahead and transmit. It's as good as, you can say, a Wi-Fi or maybe a telephone, what we go ahead and carry with ourselves, but in a spiritual form, where both space and time, okay, is one. Because of course, if you look at it from, time only exists in Earth, not outside the Earth. Hence, one doesn't know, what time it is, when people normally go outside in the space. Also, with the help of Ancestor Spirit Reiki, one can connect to the spirit of their ancestors. Now, this doesn't mean that you want to go ahead and tap into the energy of, say, for example, I want to tap into my 4th generation grandpa, okay? That is my dada or nana, whoever it is. But they should also go ahead and connect to me. They should also have that connection that, yes, they want to connect to Aashe. So here, what happens is we can go ahead and connect to any ancestors who is right now looking forward to go ahead and help us. Doesn't mean that none of the ancestors don't go ahead and help. It's just like Reiki. Reiki would go ahead and you might go ahead and set an intent that my hand is paining. let me just go ahead and give a Reiki to my hand. But in the end, Reiki has its own, intelligence. So it can go ahead and flow not just to your hand, but also maybe to your shoulder, because that's where the root cause is. So the same way ancestors connect, however, you cannot know which ancestor you've been connected to. However, in the end, the root cause has been resolved because they have that natural intelligence. They are pretty super powerful, I would say, spirits. They are a part of the divine light, the white light, which we all are following. In the end, we all have to go to the oneness. So we also have to go to that part. So that's all about. So we get a lot of guidance. We get a lot of healing. It's, one more thing, again, getting healing and getting the guidance is something required as per person. However, sometimes we just can go ahead and praise, because they have been their ancestors, and they have been your lineage because of which you are here. So, praying to them without any cause or reason is also a good thing, to be honest, to go ahead and start getting the blessings.
Absolutely. Before I ask you, how does this work? How do you teach this? Because you've mentioned, we're here in one realm, we're here on Earth, and there is this other realm where our ancestors are, where all the spirits are. So, is this mediumship? Are you like a vessel? I mean, because that it's a little kind of no, don't believe no, thank you.
Interesting question, really interesting. Okay, so here's the thing. In mediumship, okay, because like I said, I have been blessed. I would say I was just not being awakened when it comes to all these spiritual qualities. Mediumship is something where you allow the spirit to come into your body, okay, and use you as a vessel to go ahead and help whoever or whatever your questions are or the need of the hour is. Akashic is something where, one would go ahead and get into that realm where, you take help of all the angels, your spirit guides, Archangel Metatron. You look at your past lives. You look at your present life as well. Okay. You do the healing regarding that. However, Ancestral Spirit Reiki, if I have to go ahead and tell you, your ancestors don't come into you. So you're definitely not going to be harmed. Again, none of our family members would go ahead and harm us. So why would ancestors go ahead and harm us? And secondly, you would not be like a channeled as a vessel. Here, you're just trying to connect through your mind, okay, through your third eye, and connect to the energies. One doesn't need to be, physically present to go ahead and feel that love from our ancestors. Like my nanny is no more. She passed away long back, almost 15 years or something back. But to go ahead and call in her spirit or to feel those energies, I don't need her in physical form. That is something what we have been taught from our childhood. That is something that society has put it into us, that yes, you need to. In Ancestral Spirit Reiki, you get direct messages in form of just like how we go ahead and get the messages, in your meditation, you would go ahead and get it. You would get certain wisdom, regarding whatever situation you have. You would get healing from it. Okay. One of it, which we are going to go ahead and explore today in the meditation as well, on this call, how you can go ahead and start receiving messages from your ancestors regarding whatever pressing issue you have. So here we're trying to connect to them through our spirit, through our higher self, as well as through the energy level. Okay. On a conscious, I would say, in a conscious mind, through a conscious way. Hence, I had mentioned that we just need to be open and have patience, today when we had put out the poster.
Right. Fantastic. And very quickly reminding everybody, that is going to be coming up soon. So do stay tuned in. Aashe, there are questions coming in. I'm just going to ask you 2 more questions, sure, and then we'll take some questions in, take all the questions in that have come in. First things first, do you need to be already attuned to Reiki? Like, for example, in order to be able to either learn or do Ancestral Spirit Reiki?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is something which is a standby, I would say, a kind of a modality where you don't need to go ahead and know certain modality. You just need to be open to receiving messages, okay, and have patience, that because we don't have, unfortunately, a phone in the other realm where we can say, hey, hello, can you help me with this? Grandpa, can you please go ahead and help me or send me with the money because I'm facing crunch? So we need to allow that. We need to have patience, and we need to be open. I would not say curious. Curious would be a very big word. However, open to receiving messages. It can be learned by anyone.
So openness to receiving messages, does that mean that inherently you've got to be, I don't know, intuitive?
No, not really. Even intuitiveness. See, Neelu, intuitiveness and everything is already there with us, all of us. I can see 135 people, 135 people, including you and me. We all are intuitive. But it's just that the society has made us into a 9 to 5 job, into, our stress, whatever we are getting in different, areas of our life, that we forget our own, I would say, gifts, what we are born with. Of course, there are other people like, who are born with that kind of a gift where the consciousness is there. At the same time, their ability to go ahead and, have certain intuition is a little higher. However, doesn't mean that we, all of us are not intuitive. All of us are intuitive, I think.
Right. Absolutely. Correct. And the more you practice something and the more you start opening up, then that opens up as
for you hone the skills, of course. But if you are a Reiki master, Reiki healer, or any of the modalities, it's great. It's really great, because you're just going ahead and adding one more feather to your Reiki modalities, I would say.
Right. But again, interesting that you brought that up. It's not necessary that you have to have any kind of already learned some modality background. This is completely standalone. Somebody absolutely new to the healing domain also can learn it. Somebody who has been around for very long, learning lots, is a teacher themselves. It's an add-on to your toolbox.
Absolutely. It's one more feather added to your, because many a times we don't know which modality to use. If there are family curses because of somebody going ahead and doing cheating to someone, or maybe being harsh to animals. Look, I'm an animal lover, okay? And so are you, Neelu. I know that you have, yes, DJ. So, there are so many people we see every day in news that, some of the other cat or dog has been harassed or killed. Now, when they do this because of their own personal reasons, maybe the dog has been barking and harassing them. What happens to these people is nothing. They are actually transmitting or transferring around the curse, because animal, if you go ahead and harm it, it's also one of the pitra dosh that happens in your astrological kundli. So, because they cannot speak.
Right.
So that is also, again, one of the curses what you've been born with. Maybe you're an animal lover, but someone in your family didn't. So the curses can come around in different ways. Animal, anything done, abuse done to the animal can come in form of a health. Can come in form of money. So there has been so many instances. In fact, coming to your question, whether do we need any kind of learning regarding, Ancestral Spirit Reiki, we do have Mark, if I'm not mistaken, who is actually one of my clients. Mark, I guess it is, or hang on, just 1 second. Sorry, Thomas.
For a second, I was wondering, are you talking about the testimonial? Then Thomas.
Thomas, who is, he has no idea about what's happening in the spiritual world. But when he spoke to me, he started off with tarot. When he spoke to me that this is what it is, and boom, he learned it literally. So we might come across that video.
In fact, let's just bring it up for everybody. Thomas couldn't be here with us, but he's definitely he sent us he has sent us
video.
Okay, you guys have to let me know if you can see this. Can you see this? Can you see his face?
Yeah.
Hey, my name's Thomas. I'm from Florida. I met Aashe through a friend who's in spirituality. I was facing a lot of problems. Money, health, relationship. Oh my God. My friend suggested me to connect to Aashe and get some help. First thing I noticed about her is she speaks well and is very friendly, non-judgmental human. My health was deteriorating at the age of 37 and I was facing high blood pressure and stress, which was taking a toll on my whole life. One day, I finally learned how to connect with my granddad and dad with the help of Ancestral Spirit Reiki. I'm thankful to Aashe for introducing me to my family lineage. I'm more open to learning about spirituality, and I thank Aashe for that. Aashe, you're a star. Oh, by the way, I'm much more at peace with my mind, body, and soul.
So
See the whole thing, right? Because I was a little.
yes.
This is the first time I'm doing a video share, and I hope it works out. So I'm very happy about that. Very interesting what Thomas said. So exactly what you were saying, that he had no inkling or idea towards this, and he's just so very happy that he met you and got to know about things that were coming from down the line, and he's been able to resolve certain things that he had no idea about, including his finances and blood pressure, he said,
Yes.
right?
So he had Thomas, if you go ahead and look at him, he is pretty fit. He goes to the gym, and apparently he had a lot of issues with his blood pressure, BP. And he, at that time when he met him, he was 37 with I would say with a good diet and everything, and still had issues when it comes to money. He's also one of the entrepreneurs. I guess he's also an investor based out in US. He came to me that these are the things. Basically, he was referred to me by one of my clients. And
That's what he mentioned.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's when we went ahead and, did some healing. And he said that, yes, it does make a difference. And what is it that you're doing? Because, since he had no idea about spirituality, he wanted to understand what is it that is actually helping me.
Right.
Coming from an investor background again, Neelu, this guy would always go back and forth in terms of being an investment seeder. So he invests in a lot of companies, small companies, and he also has his own company. But he told me that, even though I'm well-to-do, some way or the other, I feel that crunch that I don't want to go ahead and pay. Even though I have enough, I don't want to go ahead and, give it to someone or invest for that reason. I was like, okay, that is something interesting. You're an investor, coming this from an investor, not even from a person who is, doing a 9-to-5 job.
Right.
He said, yes, I'm well-to-do and everything, but why am I getting that kind of thing inside me that I don't want to spend? So first we try looking at the practical aspect, if there is any. There wasn't any. He answered me, and he's a brilliant guy. I mean, well-to-do, open to listening as well. And that's when I said that, okay, let me just go ahead and do some kind of a healing, because could be this is from the ancestor that's coming. You wouldn't believe, it was almost 3 weeks where we were doing the healing for almost 3 times in a week. And he saw wonderful changes where he was not cringing in spending money. He has money. Like somebody has like a 1 CR in India and still being stingy, for example, for even, say $100 or $200. That's not something very normal. Mindful spending is fine, but again, this was more than the mindful spending. He was curious to know what exactly it is, because, obviously when I was doing the healing, I was also putting an intention regarding his health. Someone who takes time out to go ahead and go to the gym, and slowly his blood pressure was normal. He is someone who had a lot of high BP, and his blood pressure dropped to the normal range, and so did his finances. The way he was cringing, he stopped being a cringer. He made good money as well, and that's when he said, hey, you know what, I want to go ahead and learn. So
fantastic, amazing. And Aashe, there are quite a few questions that have come in. I'm just going to quickly just go through these. So Charles asked, why do we need this Reiki? Why do we need Ancestral Spirit Reiki?
again, coming to the question what Charu has, the reason why we need ancestor Reiki is when you have done everything in your life and you don't know where this thing is coming from, where the blockage is coming from. Many a time, the blockage cannot even be seen, even in tarot. It cannot be seen even in Akashic, because again, you will be only tapping into your own energies, in all these modalities, not into your family or not into your lineage. But again, that is also important. So some way or the other, blocks are also coming from your family side, where you're taken by surprise.
Right. And Dipti's asked, so what's the difference between Reiki and ancestral Reiki? I think we did speak about this, but let's just give everybody a refresher. Dipti's asked, what's the difference between Reiki and ancestral Reiki? I've done Reiki level 1 and 2.
So in ancestral Reiki, you go ahead and directly get wisdom, healing, blessings in different forms from your ancestors. They are your family members. You receive constructive assistance, insight to a particular situation. Say, for example, okay, so let me just give you an example about this Charu, right? You said?
This is Dipti asking.
Sorry?
This is Dipti asking.
Dipti, I had one of my clients who was, I would say around 38 or 39 when she met me. She was really well-to-do, educated, earning. But again, whenever she was dating anyone, whenever she was getting into a relationship, she would just go ahead and step back from not going ahead and taking it to the next level. And if you go ahead and see in any culture, 38 would be something where at least a person would think of getting engaged, or, if you're seeing someone for a long time. This happened because some way or the other, she had also issues in her mother's side, where her mother, she was going on and off with her relationship, where she had gone ahead and married, then separated, then again went back to the same person. The same thing happened with her grandmother. And her grandmother confirmed the same thing happened with someone, not her grandmother or mother, but someone again in the different generation. This was passing on to all the family females, all the members in the family, all were females. And here she wanted to know, she was curious, she was spiritual, by the way. She had that awakening. So she was able to understand and relate that, okay, this is why all the females in my family is being impacted. Not necessarily that all one by one, but here I am. I want to go ahead and get married, but there is something that is not allowing me. And this has been a pattern. So we started breaking out the pattern. We started working on the phobia, I would say, which has been passed on from generation to generation. Now in Reiki, this is not something that we can work on. So we work on stopping the pattern also when it comes to generation with Ancestral Spirit Reiki.
And Tumsis asked how long it takes. Oh, till what time? The call, it's still ongoing. Tumsin, if you're asking, I'm guessing you're asking about the very special healing meditation that's going to happen. It is coming up in a short while from now. Shivani is asked, but Aashe, ancestors may have taken birth somewhere. So what are we connecting to then? Interesting question.
To their spirit.
To their spirit.
Yes,
all right.
Because that's how it works. It's not mandated that if somebody has reincarnated, we would not go ahead and get different forms of blessing or wisdom from them. The consciousness, on a consciousness level, on oneness level, we all go ahead and get all these things. To be honest, the body, what we have today, it's just another dress what you're wearing, but the real thing is the spirit and the soul inside each one of us. So that is same across all the lifetimes.
Right. Dipali's asked, is there an attunement process?
Yes.
Dipali, actually in the learning of it, there is an attunement process. Is there an attunement that's happening today with the healing meditation?
No. So what I will be doing is I'll be using the symbol to go ahead and using, so during the meditation, I'll be using the symbol, which will be active for the next 24 hours, but it will be only done once. If somebody is trying to go ahead and again listen to the call, they won't be able to.
Right. And hang in there, it's coming up soon. Shivani is also asked, also in Reiki, one can heal the dead and ancestors. So how is this a separate modality?
Okay.
Ancestral healing can be done in Akashic healing too. Oh, two separate questions.
Ancestor healing can also be done in Akashic healing.
Yeah, that's what she's asked.
So,
And she's
Akashic would be only, again, I don't want to divert it to Akashic, but then yes,
right.
it's definitely a good one. In Akashic, you tap into your own energies more. You don't focus onto the lineage where, things have been haywire.
All right. Rajni, you've raised your hand. All questions are on the Telegram group. Please do join in. The link is in the Zoom chat. She's also asked, Shivani's also asked, in Reiki, one can heal the dead and ancestors. So how is this a separate modality?
As far as I'm aware, because I'm also a grandmaster, Reiki can be done, the normal Osai Reiki can only go ahead and help in terms of not up to a past life. Because again, Reiki, when it was invented during the time when the earth energies were very different than today. We have gone ahead and moved to a golden era. Almost in next 10 years, we'll be touching a golden era period where, the energies of this earth will be very different. If you look at it, Usai Reiki would not work so impactfully in compared to the ancestral, because ancestral spirit Reiki is today's Reiki, keeping in mind the energies, things that's been happening around.
Right.
It's like a direct contact rather than, letting the Reiki decide. Here you will have a direct contact.
Right. And Shivani is also asked, I'm already a Reiki master healer. So how can this modality help? I think that's been covered quite a bit. So Shivani, trust you have your answer with that. Dipali's Jagdish has asked, does one need to be clairvoyant?
Absolutely not. You don't need to, because again, that's what you will learn in Usai Reiki, in Ancestral Spirit Reiki, where you would start connecting to the energies on a spirit level with your ancestors. However, if you ask me, Neelu, if somebody who's not been into any kind of a healing modality, if they are thinking that, yes, they will be able to connect to the energies, within a next month or two, it completely depends upon their receptiveness also. How receptive are you? Like I had a lot of clients of mine, students of mine who've been, completely new into spirituality, but different modalities have been tapped into by them, even in the first go. So it depends from individual to individual, but definitely you don't need to be a clairvoyant.
Lovely. Dipali's asked, what if our karma does not entitle us to connect to ancestors? Does that happen?
What if the karmas?
What if our karma does not entitle us to connect to our ancestors? Does that happen? Is there a possibility that this happens, basically, is what she's asking.
See, again, I have not seen it personally in anyone else's case, to be honest, where somebody's karma is stopping. So I really cannot think of anything, honestly, because that has not happened so far.
Right. And Sam's asked, will there be a yes, there will be. And thank you, team, for taking care of that. Okay. Chaya's asked, if we learn this, can we do healing for others also?
Absolutely.
In fact, yes, absolutely. And Chaya, it's interesting that you brought that question up. Hang in there. We are going to give you the entire details of what is going to happen in the workshop. And of course, your very special offer for you. We'll just finish these questions right now. Rekha's asked, by ancestral healing, do we not disturb the ancestral soul who must have taken birth somewhere else? Same question, but I think it's come in a different form. So go ahead, Aashe.
Yes, so we don't go ahead and disturb their current births, or we are not trying to go ahead and interrupt their life. This would be just getting and messages, any kind of a healing from them. It would not be interrupting their own life. That's how I would say, the author has gone ahead and channeled this.
Right. And Pooja's asked, do my husband's parents, grandparents fall in my ancestors category too, or only mine?
Husbands, grandparents.
Husband's parents, grandparents, great grandparents, do they also fall into, her
Not
lineage.
not really to her to her children.
They'll fall to her children. All right. Which I hope that answered that for you.
Children as well as the husband, of course.
Right. And that's why it's this constant thing like this, right?
And then, yes.
Yeah.
We don't get impacted. So here's the thing with, I guess we do have a family tree, right, Nilu?
Yes, we do. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me just, Aashe, while I get that organized, let me ask you the next question as well. Charu's asked, Aashe, how we will come to know we have blockages in our family, or maybe as we are doing a lot of hard work, but no growth and no financial improvement and career. Basically, she's saying, how do we get to know that we have blockages in our family?
If the same thing, firstly, there could be patterns running in the family. One thing, like my client had gone ahead and seen in terms of relationship, there could be certain cringe that would be coming in from your side, be it in form of finance, be it in form of anything, okay? Especially with finances where you're well-to-do, still you cannot just go ahead and pay that amount or don't feel like paying that amount. Thirdly, you have tried each and everything, but you forgot that, yes, there is something called as ancestors as well. You forgot to go ahead and tap into their energies to go ahead and get the blessing. So in short, ancestral spirit Reiki comes in handy when each and everything has, I would say, not helped.
Right.
Whatever you have tried.
Right. And
so
there it is, actually.
Yeah. So if this is the question for, who is it? Nilu?
Charu just asked, how do we know we have blockages? Actually, you know what? This will cover
so
a lot of questions also, yes.
Let us look at this family tree. If everybody can see, now this is the great grandfather, okay? He could be passing on certain issues in terms of finance, in terms of relationship, not to the grandmother, not to the father, but maybe here, me could be impacted, and maybe my son could be impacted. So all these people have not been impacted, or maybe impacted, but at a very minimum level, all right? Again, coming back to the husband here, okay? Somebody asked how the family of the husband's side, would it be considered in the family tree? No, the husband's family is not considered. Yes, it is a part of the family tree, but again, it would not be giving you certain things like, because your genes are not connected. It's your mother and father whose genes are connected to you. Your genes will be connected to your children, the next descendant.
Right.
So that's how, so as a person like me, for example, I would not be impacted by what my late, my in-laws have done. Right. I would not be. Definitely my children will be impacted because it's my and my husband's genes.
Right. You could have an indirect impact in that it might be impacting your husband, and somewhere your relationship therefore could be impacted by that.
Absolutely.
That's the indirect impact. Correct?
Yes. I mean, if my husband has a curse in his family and it's been running where he has been impacted the most, right, I would not be impacted. I could be, financially blessed. My work will be blessed. But then again, since it's my husband who has been impacted, somewhere my kids been impacted, of course, even I get impacted indirectly. Right. So that's the indirect impact.
Correct. And Chaz asked, do we need to do meditations regularly with this? And Shweta has also asked, once attuned, do we need to practice daily? And if not practice, is it still effective?
Okay, so very interesting question. There are two ways to go ahead and connect to the ancestral spirit Reiki, which you will be learning. Of course, one is in form of meditation using the symbols, and the other, which you will learn in the workshop. It's not necessary that you have to be a meditator because, many people cannot really meditate, Neelu. So right, that's the whole reason we also have another thing where we can go ahead and still connect to the I would say the blessings or the guidance or the wisdom from our ancestors. We can still get that flowing. And if you wish to go ahead, and both the things will be, taught in the workshop. Yes. Right. However, if you feel that you want to go ahead and practice both, great. If you feel that you want to, again, person to person, experience to experience basis. If you feel that you require the healing, you'll be called for it. You will be doing it every day, or maybe every alternate, or depending upon your own guidance, what you receive.
Right. Fantastic. Naveen has asked, I'm Naveen, can you name the modality which would fulfill all our needs like ancestral healing, inner child pattern breaking, financial blockages, limiting beliefs?
Okay, so here it is.
Actually, before you answer that, Naveen, I promise you that cake all of us are looking for. Go ahead, Aashe.
No, I was saying that here it is, each one of us have different things, going on. I can talk about ancestors day in and day out about what amazing guidance you can go ahead and get it. But yes, depending upon what exactly is the hour of the need for you, you'll have to look into that modality for sure.
Right, absolutely. And Lavender asked, will I be able to connect to my mother-in-law who I haven't met? She passed away 7 years before my wedding. Thanks much. Oh, Cindy, she says her name is. So, Cindy, are you asking if you'll be able to connect with your mother-in-law on today's call, or will you be able to connect with her once you learn it? I'm asking both questions on behalf of Cindy because I'm not clear about exactly what she's asking. So go ahead, Aashe.
Yes. So the meditation, what we have coming up today, okay, if you go ahead and see, I have mentioned, if you can take the name of the ancestor or one of the family members who have passed away. There are a lot of, people who passed away in last 2 years because of this pandemic. The reason why we have taken the name of them is so that we can connect to their energies, so that we can go ahead and, or maybe if you have a personal belonging, it could be a photograph, it could be a favorite perfume, about it. It's not necessary that has to be used by them, but that this perfume was loved by so and so. You can take that and we can try and connect. Again, connection of these spirits is not a one-way street. It has to be accepted, just like how a phone needs to be answered from the other side, other parties. That's how it is. And in terms of, there was one more question she said, right?
No, I asked it the other way around.
Okay,
also. Will she be able to do it once she learns it?
Yes, she will be able to go ahead and connect using the meditation, right? If she has the details and everything. However, many a times when we try to go ahead and connect to the ancestors, different ancestors can get connected to you in terms of the healing. So it's not mandated that you have to go ahead and, tap onto this particular generation only.
Right. So what you're saying, Aashe, is that suppose I take, let's say, my grandfather's name, all right? He's not wanting to come right now, but for all I know, somebody else, some other ancestor might come, right?
Because he's there to help you. Right. Like right now, Neelu is there for me, but in case Neelu gets stuck, so definitely I know Amrish is there on this call. Shilpa's
here. So okay. you've got every backup possible. And Shweta's asked, how long does it take for ancestral healing? Shweta, are you asking how long does a session take, or how long does it take to go through a healing process with Ancestral Spirit Reiki? For both questions, you might as well answer it, Aashe.
Okay, so in terms of, you're talking about the healing, or you're talking about, I didn't quite get it.
So how long does it take for ancestral healing? Okay, so let's say she's learned it. How long would it take?
So normally people can start seeing the difference in, a week's time, to be honest. Week is also, I have given a lot of time. There will be shifts happening instantly, in their life. Right. That, for example, in terms of finance, they will start things moving around. They will start opportunities coming their way. If there has been a lot of blockages in terms of finance, if it is a relationship, they'll start getting guidance that maybe it's not just the opposite person who's doing this, some way or the other. I'm also going ahead and doing certain things. So our consciousness basically would try and tell you that, hey, this is what you're doing. Right. And that happens.
Right. And Anjali's asked, I don't know my husband's side ancestors, how to connect with them and ask for blessings.
You can just go ahead and, pray to them, to be honest. take the name, pray to them, ask them if they can go ahead and help you in certain areas of your life. And yeah, if they are willing to go ahead and help, they will definitely.
Right. And Anjali's also asked, not getting children, which side is responsible?
Sorry?
Not getting children, so which side is responsible?
I would say both the sides. No,
Right.
because it would be both the sides. It's two different. If you look at it, there are 4 families involved. And
Right.
so, yeah, the whole generation looks into it.
Right. Rajni's asked, is there a specific age to learn Reiki or Ancestral Spirit Reiki?
Absolutely not. Till the time you're open. I have had one client of mine whose son had, was fascinated with everything related to spirits and related to the different realms. And he was just 15. And I said, why don't you just go ahead and teach him? Because you have learned it. So she was like, are you sure it's fine? I said, completely fine.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is amazing. Right. Sorry, excuse me. And Rajni's also, does genetic and generational issues come from ancestral levels?
Yes, it
Yes.
does.
All right. And Alkaz asks, how recent should have the ancestor moved on? Like, what's the most recent ancestor?
It could be any time. It could be any time. It could be just few months back also, I would say. Because here's the thing, people think that, okay, ancestors can only be, where your grandmother, grandfather, and all these people are included. However, what happens about, someone whose husband has passed away because of this COVID, or someone's wife has passed away? In that case, even they become an ancestor, right? They are part of the family tree. They will also be a part of that. So it could be anyone, really. Till the time they are in your lineage.
Right. And Rajni's asked, at a time, are many souls present or only the ones that we call?
During the healing?
During the healing.
There could be a lot of souls present.
And will that make a difference, Aashe? Because at the end of it all, it is only the one who wants to connect with you that you will be able to connect with also, correct?
Correct. Right. Because it depends upon your frequency, on their openness. There's always a free will with both, with human body, with our spirit as well as their spirit. Right. If they're not willing to make contact, they wouldn't. But there are so many ancestors, if you look at it in our lineage. If you do the calculation, there could be thousands and thousands of people in your family. So, of course, out of the 1,000, there will be few who are willing to help you.
Right. Yeah. In fact, Aashe, there's so many questions that are being asked about A, about the healing meditation, B, about, what happens with Ancestral Spirit Reiki, how, does it do this and does it do that? Shweta also was unable to make it today and has sent us a video testimonial. I'm going to share that very quickly with everyone. And because everyone's very curious about this, after that, we should definitely let them know exactly what all you'll be covering with the workshop and your very special offer. And of course, people, your very special healing meditation is also coming up. So hang in there. Give me a moment. I'm just going to get this video on. Okay, Aashe, you can see the screen?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Shweta from Mumbai. I had an opportunity to work with Aashe Rajput last year when I was facing issues with my job and finances, where I kept changing jobs frequently, even though I had potential and skills. I was the first student whom she taught Ancestral Spirit Reiki, and I'm so happy to see beautiful results in my money growth, and I'm still in same company from last 9 months. Thanks, Aashe, for helping me to get blessings of my ancestors. Without you, I wouldn't have realized the connection with my ancestors.
So Shweta was changing her jobs a lot. For some reason, she was not able to find out what is it. She's brilliant. She is a graphic designer, if I'm not mistaken. And she has done quite a few projects offline as well. When I looked at her art, because she was talking to me about, look at this and look at that. She was curious, so I was able to go ahead and tell her. And that's when she said, I'm not sure what is lacking in me. And, I've tried everything. What does it tell me? Is it in my astrology? Is it in this? Is it in that? I was like, hang on, you just need to first breathe and, let's look into it. Many a times I said, okay, let's go with this. If this is something, it can go ahead and help you. It started helping her. And she said that somewhere or the other, when I was giving her healing, at that time, she realized that somewhere or the other, one of her grandfather didn't really behave well with one of the employees in one of the generations. And this was passed on to her, where she was changing jobs.
Right.
And her family, her dad is a doctor. So she comes from a nice family. Both the parents are doctors. And she was like, I'm not even a doctor, which is the biggest disappointment for my family. I'm into graphic designing, but I'm changing quite frequently. So I'm putting my parents down. So she's now 9 months almost in the company.
In one space. It's interesting, right? How one action can have such
multiple
reactions, and in all angles and directions possible. And really, this is fascinating. And grandfather was not good to an employee, and I don't know if the thing that maybe the employee maybe passed something back to the grandfather, which is why she, as an employee, was never happy anywhere.
Was never happy.
Right.
Possibly, maybe the employee was also being a little mischievous. Not that we cannot give them the complete benefit of doubt.
No,
however, if that was a pattern that was going on, the father did really well. The mother did really well. The mother was not impacted. But here she is. In fact, her brother has also not been impacted. She's the only chosen one. And she is more into spirituality. So possibly the reason why she's also been impacted is because she already has that consciousness within her, that she has to break that lineage. So one of the things that what people who are called for this healing or the workshop, or maybe I would say, the whole working towards the lineage, are the ones who are pretty strong spirit. You would want to go ahead and stop it there. You would be looking into the complete nitty-gritty of why is this happening. We would want to be the first one to go ahead and break all the things and let everybody be, relaxed in the whole family. So I would say, if you are inclined, if you have that feeling where you want to go ahead and help everyone, I think this is the one for you.
Fantastic. There is a question here about the healing meditation that's going to come up. I will ask it. You know what? I might as well ask you right now. Charu's asked and Lavender's asked 2 separate questions. Is there some bad soul out there? In that case, is it fine? And is this connection safe? Won't we open the gate for bad spirits?
No, the bad spirit won't. Don't worry about it. It doesn't, because again, you were trying to go ahead and get the blessing of your ancestors. It has nothing to do with other spirits in the world. This room is also full of spirits. Now, they don't want to go ahead, and I'm not allowing them to connect to me. I'm not allowing them to go ahead and, impact me. Here, we are not trying to look into, we're not calling in the spirits of, it's more like a healing modality where you're trying to take help of your ancestors. So not to be mistaken that you're trying to, be on the Ouija board and you're trying to call the spirits here. You're trying to get the healing. Yes.
Right. It's not mediumship. That's not what's happening here.
Definitely.
And there is certain protection that you put in also anyway, Aashe?
Yes. So there are symbols which are related to, for example, many a times we would feel certain energies being impacting us emotionally. So there are symbols related to how do you cut off yourself from that emotional baggage or emotional feeling. So there are different symbols which are there to go ahead and connect to your ancestors, to go ahead and connect you to the oneness. There are so many symbols in this. So there are symbols included in this, which can go ahead and help you.
Fantastic. You know what? I think it's a great time to just let everybody know exactly what goes on in the learning of this process. It will take care of a lot of questions that you have right now.
Yeah.
And and give me a moment. I'm just going to bring this up. Okay, so here we have it, Ancestral Spirit Reiki with Aashe Rajput. There we have it, honor them and heal with your ancestors. Okay, just try to take this, hang on. Okay, give me a moment.
There's one question which is pretty interesting. Abhijit is asking, if we are healing others for their ancestral issues, will it affect us as a healer? In fact, it will affect you in a positive way, Abhijit, if you're listening to this, because you're trying to go ahead and help someone to clear. It could be in a karmic issue also. It could be also related to the full family lineage. So it's a positive karma added to your life, I would say. You're welcome. Okay, so we do have 2 levels of Ancestral Spirit Reiki. That is the package A, which includes the bonus, that is WhatsApp for 1 year. Just 1 second, can I go back? Sorry. And there's a free revision always for the other classes coming up. And the package B has level 1 and 2. The bonus is Imara Reiki. Imara Reiki is, again, since I have not covered it, Imara Reiki is used to go ahead and heal your ancestral issues, not just ancestral, to your past life issues. So it's more, again, related to Ancestral Spirit Reiki. Hence, I have added this Imara Reiki to it. It's a 1-day workshop. There's also WhatsApp support for 1 year, free revision, chance to get nominated for promotions from the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies. That is with package B. This is a teacher attunement. So this is somewhere where you'll also be able to go ahead and attune others, not just go ahead and learn for yourself. You can heal others, you can attune others, everything. Let's look at what package A has. Awesome, thank you. So this has 2 symbols. It's mostly focused on self-healing, where you learn certain things related to who are your ancestors, what is the history behind the Spirit Reiki. So the author who has channeled this, what is her intention? Why did she go ahead and, come up with this modality? Everything is being covered there. Different veneration practices around the world, like we discussed today, few of the different cultures. Principles of Spirit Reiki, that is Ancestral Spirit Reiki, ways to communicate, receive wisdom, messages, healings, and blessings from your ancestors. This is the most important thing that, you guys should be looking out at. The framework for sustained connection with older ancestors. So yes, you will be looking at that also. How would you invite blessings and support for your life from them? Seek understanding on lineage gift. Like I was able to look into the gifts coming in from my nanny. So I'm sure each one of us are blessed. It could be also related to, a good businessman, or it could be also related to having good management skills. It could be anything. Practice allowing the guides to oversee and enact impacts of ancestral wounding and healing on living relatives. So that is how it impacts us when you go ahead and try the ancestral wounding and healing. Invite the guides to bring healing and goodness to your extended family. How you can be the one who is planning to go ahead and put the brakes on, that's it. I am done with, the whole family being suffering. In fact, here, I have a little experience of my own family to share, Neelu, if you don't mind. From my mother's side. So most of my students know that I have a brother as well, who is an elder brother. And the thing, it's very, very sad as well, to be honest, because it's my own family. My brother, as well as my cousin, that is from my Masi side, from my mom's sister side, they are 2 sisters, my mother as well as my Masi. Both their sons have issue in their marriage, both their sons. And that kind of issue happens that where the person is married and then something big happens and then they are like, there's a complete disaster. And I was, completely shocked that why is this repeating in the boys, like, from my mother's side, and why not my mama's side has been impacted? Why not their, other families been impacted? That's when we realized that my grandfather was not good enough in terms of treating the guys in the family, because he was surrounded by sisters. That is, one of my nana was not, behaving well, and that has been passed from generations. So we are the second generation, you can say, of the family where we have seen. My brother recently got married. He got second marriage done, and again, one of the beautiful ways I have seen it works. I didn't go ahead and get an opportunity to go ahead and give the healing to my cousin, because again, it also depends upon how receptive he is. I didn't want to go ahead and do that, so I haven't. But yes, I'm looking forward to go ahead and do that. So this is also how it can bring issues in a family lineage, and I was the one to go ahead and break that issue in my mother's family. So you could also be the one where you do a shift in your personal lineage, invite the guides to bring healing and goodness to your extended family, reflect on personal shifts with respect to family identity and purpose. That is knowing your core identity, what you're supposed to go ahead and do. Many a times we are not aware whether we are supposed to go ahead and, be a graphic designer or doctor, or maybe since I'm called to be a writer because I'm really well in terms of, writing, I could not be a good speaker, but I could be a good writer. And I'm not, being true to my core identity. Different ways to invoke their energies organically without disturbing their current life. So here we are, I guess, which was covered during the call itself, that we don't go ahead and do something which is not right or organic. Getting the help to improve your relationship, finance, health, much more. Symbols to connect with them energetically is covered in level 1. And also a symbol to antidote from any painful situation like stress and trauma, because many times we get into that stress and trauma when we see our things happening in the lineage. It could be really sad. We get impacted more from our family side rather than anyone else. And if you're an empath, you would definitely get impacted otherwise also. So how you go ahead and disconnect yourself from while you're giving healing to others or to yourself, that will be taught. And the package B has all these plus.
We'll just finish with package A first.
Okay.
So here you have it.
Package A is, again, it's a one-day workshop, 3 hours, and that is on 4th September. The time, I can't see it, Neelu.
It's 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST or 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Now, package A, along with all its bonuses, would normally cost you 21,000 rupees or US dollars 325. But here on the Tele Summit, Aashe has a lovely offer for you. Aashe, go ahead.
So we have it for 6,000, and this is available with 71% off. That is for only 24 hours. All these are covered where you can go ahead and start healing yourself. Of course, when you're healing yourself, you would also heal your lineage. So if you look at it, it's just not healing self, but also other people in the family. Of course, not anyone else apart from your family, but yeah.
Right, so that's 6,000 rupees or US dollars 93. These links are being put up in the group as we speak. And there you have it, package B. Aashe, go ahead.
So the package B has a few more symbols. Here you can become a trainer. That is, you can go ahead and teach others. You can go ahead and also, there are other symbols also included in it. So there's a symbol to activate light body DNA. There's a symbol to separate self from any painful situation. Symbol to stop recurring patterns in self and or family lineage. It could be that maybe if you're not able to tap into the energies of your whole family because it's been long back, you are seeing it for yourself, it's completely fine, but then you want to stop that pattern. It could be related to changing job, it could be changing relationship, it could be anything. Symbol of regalness, that is many a times, we are impacted by, the families get impacted because of certain wrong things happening, and that stays with you for generations till the time somebody makes a good name. So here is a symbol for regalness as also, where you will try to come up using the symbol, you'll try to go ahead and get the same respect for yourself and the family. Learn how to attune others with Ancestral Spirit Reiki. And this is also a 3 hours workshop. This is on 5th September 2021. And the timing is again 6.
It's the same. Yeah.
Uh,
6 to 9 p.m.
9.
IST or 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. EST. And of course, you have your bonuses of Imara Reiki, WhatsApp support for a year, free revision, and a chance to get nominated for promotion from the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies. This entire thing would normally cost how much, Aashe?
56,000. That is US dollar 865. And if you look at it, Imara Reiki is also included in this. So now today, since it's with Mystic Lotus, it's been given for only 9,000, and that is US dollars 140. And you also go ahead and get level 1, level 2, plus Imara Reiki, which is a part of level 2. And Imara Reiki will be done the next weekend. That is on, I'll just give out the date also, on 18th of September. Yeah.
Right. Fantastic. These are absolutely amazing offers, Aashe. Thank you so much. There you have it, people, right there in one space for you. Package A is Ancestral Spirit Reiki level 1 with all its bonuses. Your offer price just for today is 6,000 rupees or $93. And package B, which includes package A, is level 2 of Ancestral Spirit Reiki. Also has many bonuses, including Imara Reiki. And this is here for you for only 9,000 rupees or USD $140. All the payment links are on the group as we speak. They're also going to be in your email with the call replay. If you have any questions about more questions about the course, what's going to happen, what more can we expect, Aashe is going to be here with us again tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. IST. The link will be shared tomorrow with you. Make sure to come back and check in with Aashe all over again. And right now, the thing that everyone's been waiting for, Aashe, you wanna tell us what we need to do to keep ready or?
Sure. So everyone, I would want you guys to be hydrated, drink water as per your requirements so that you don't want to go ahead and run to the loo. So have the water mindfully. You can light a diya. If you have diya, fantastic. If you don't, if you're somewhere out, you still wish to go ahead and do it, you can. But at least an incense stick would do. If you don't even have that, it's completely fine. Again, you can light the diyas, you can light the incense stick, and find a comfortable position. If you can go ahead and get, if you know one of the ancestors you want to go ahead and connect to, you would need their full name, their date of birth. If you're able to, great. If you don't, if you just want to go ahead and tap into any of the ancestors, that is also fine. You can take one of their favorite items, that is either a perfume or some kind of a thing that is very close to them. It could be a shirt also, it could be a flower also, it could be a food also. You can keep it. Anything which is edible, you would want to go ahead and donate it. You don't want to go ahead and keep it with yourself after we do the meditation.
Fantastic. Aashe, so sorry, before you begin, Dipti is saying she's traveling on the 5th. So what can be done? I know that call replays and recordings will be available for at least 5 to 7 days.
Yes.
But what about the attunement?
Huh?
What about the attunement? If she's traveling on the 5th?
Attunement can be taken anytime. You just need to find a space for half an hour, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Dipti, I hope that answers that for you. And I think...
and also, she can join in the next workshop because that would be free for her.
Oh, fantastic. Dipti, there you have it. And Aashe, just a quick question. Did you mention 18th September for the Imara Reiki class? Because we have 11th September here with us. So just clearing that 11th September. Great, fantastic. The schedule's also been posted on the group. You'll also have it with you in your call replay. All right, Aashe, take it away.
Okay, so let's find something, a place. I'll just go ahead and put my video off, guys. And if you're ready, you can be in a space where you're sitting comfortably or recline, your feet on the ground. Let's just close your eyes. And if everybody can go ahead and put the video on, it would be great so that I can connect to your energies while I'm giving the symbols. I'm trying to go ahead and use the symbols while I'm giving the healing. And while we are doing that, great, awesome. Okay, while we are doing that, why don't we set an intention for this healing? That is, which area of your life you would like to go ahead and receive healing from your ancestors. If you know about the name, you can take the name, you can ask the spirit of that particular ancestor to come and help you in that particular area. Okay. So let's sit comfortably or reclined with your spine relatively straight. Do not cross your legs. And begin to notice your breath. Just notice your breath in and notice it, how the tensions are leaving while you're breathing out. Call on the god, goddesses, or the divine presence to assist us in making contact with your loved one beyond the veil. We also call on Archangel Michael to completely clear your energy field of any and all stuck or challenging energies, and to completely fill and surround you with gold and white divine light. In which only love remains, and only love may enter this golden white light that is filling your consciousness. It's filling every cell of your body, and it's extending outwards in a sphere of light around you, a protective sphere of light and love. And I'd like you to go ahead and call out on the name of your loved one in your mind. If you don't have the particular name, you can just call in for any of your family members who wish to go ahead and connect with you at this point of time. You might connect to someone you have not seen, or the one you already know. Feel the love you have for this loved one who is around you. And find this loved one, their essence. You might see their face in your mind's eye. You might smell their scent. You might also hear their voice. Using your love Find this loved one in your inner realm, in your mind's eye, in the interdimensional space. When you connect to your loved one, hug them. Express your affection and love. Pour love on this being and receive love from them. Be assured that you're making contact through your love. Give any support required to them. Hear them out if they want to go ahead and tell you something. And receive the support and acceptance and approval from them on every level of who you are and who this loved one really is. Both of you are in truth one with the divine and one with all that is known. Ask for some guidance from them in the area of life where you wish to improve. It could be finance, it could be health, it could be love, it could be anything really, or just a blessing of them. Ask them to go ahead and help you at each and every level of your soul and the cells and guide you through this beautiful journey. Whenever you're done, give gratitude to your loved one for helping you. To give healing to yourself, to your family, and blessings. And connect with them whenever you wish to. Give thanks to Archangel Michael and to all God goddesses to help you to connect with your loved one. Whenever you're ready, you can come back, stretch yourself, and open your eyes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessed be, and so it is.
Hi, Ashish. Thanks for that. It was quite overwhelming, actually. It
Oh,
was,
okay.
yeah, it was, my whole body is warm. And for the first maximum minutes, I had like tears rolling down my eyes. You can see my face.
Really? Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So,
So this
just,
can be done anytime. Of course, the I have used certain symbols for you to go ahead and disconnect from feeling, because whenever we try and connect to our loved ones or someone from the another realm, from our ancestors, we try and it's normal that our heart chakra starts expanding, the love starts expanding, seeing them or feeling their energy on the soul level. Um, Try and meditate in your own way. Of course, the symbols would not be there,
right.
apart from this live call, and once you have done for 24 hours once. But whenever, if you wish to go ahead and use this meditation, normally also you guys can. It's a beautiful meditation, simple to go ahead and get connected. Messages can be received as and when. Be open, be aware, and be have little patience. You will start receiving messages. Could be a message can pop up regarding whatever you have gone ahead and set an intention in terms of your TV while you're browsing on the mobile, or it could be anything really. Make sure that you follow the message, because this is coming directly from your loved one,
Right.
since you have asked for the guidance.
Right. And there people have written in about how they're responding to this. Just before I get that in, Dipti and Chaya both have asked, can they pay now and maybe do the later batch, because maybe the time is
Sure,
not
sure,
suiting
sure,
them. Yes,
sure.
yes, Dipti, yes, Chaya, that is a yes for you. Okay, and Ashi, so Sudesh has written pain arising in the spine, arms, and hands. Delba was saying I was crying throughout. Alka has also asked, I cried throughout. Excuse me. What does this indicate? But no reply to my question. And Sonali says, thanks, madam. It's fantastic. Received guidance and meditation. It was lovely.
Thank
So
you.
Alka's question about, crying all throughout, does it indicate anything uh, that she did not get a reply to her question?
You were able to connect on the spirit level, even you, Neelu. That's the reason many a times we do cry. Many a times crying is also one of the remedies to go ahead and release certain energies. So many energies also get released during that. On a unconscious level, when you have met your spirit of your ancestors or anyone whom you're trying to get connected to, that also makes someone emotional. And the pain in
Right,
the hand, many a times you're being impacted hugely, and there's a lot of blockage in your family which is impacting you directly.
right. And Dipti's also said that after ages felt peaceful. And Jaya says that her t-shirt quote, follow your dreams, reflected through the mobile screen. And Delva says, yes, I could connect with my dad. Chaya says, did not see or feel anything, no connection, no answers or guidance. What does this mean? Did it not work? Oh, and
Chaya,
Delva said I could connect with my dad and I got his advice too.
wow, Delbert, try and work on the advice which you have received, because some way or the other, by not following the advice, you're kind of insulting them. Try and follow, and of course, that's how you will see a lot of improvements happening in your life. Chaya did not see or feel anything, because maybe right now you could have not connected, or maybe if you have connected, you're not being aware. Give it some time. It's not necessary that you will be able to connect right now and right then. It depends
Right.
upon your level of awareness also. So keep an eye on next 24 to 48 hours what you see around you regarding the same question what you had put into intention.
Right. And Alka said I cried throughout. What does this indicate? Alka, Ashish just responded to that less than a few seconds ago. My mom, to whom I connected, cried a lot too. I'm not sure what that. Maybe Alka, has your mom also passed on? And did you connect with her and felt her crying? Is that what you're saying? Charu says I felt little vibes. Rohini says thank you for the meditation. Ashi was very peaceful.
Thank you. Thank you. I guess Alka is trying to say that she was connected to her mom, possibly.
Right. Right.
Yeah, to my mom, to whom I connected, cried a lot too. So maybe she's trying to go ahead and give you some kind of a message that good that you have able to go ahead and establish a connection with your mom, if that's what the case is. But if that's the case, maybe she's asking you to go ahead and put her attention to something which is, since we had gone ahead and done the meditation which was related to a family lineage, there could be certain things which your mom is not happy with, and you are trying to go ahead and break that thing. So look out for messages, look out, if you could reply us if this is what we understood is right.
Right. Absolutely. And in fact, Aashe, on that emotional, peaceful,
Yes.
something or the other reaction that and response that all of us have had, we are past time as well. So we just want to take a quick moment to thank everybody who's been on the call today. B, remind you that Aashe is back tomorrow at 6:30. The link will be shared in the group tomorrow. So make sure that you come back again, because I know a lot of you would be listening to the replay. By the way, when you listen to the replay, the connection meditation exercise is valid for you. So please do listen to it and do come back on the call. Do come on the call tomorrow and let Aashe know what your experience was. Ask as many questions as you want. Quick reminder, your package A is at 6,000 rupees or $93, and package B is at 9,000 rupees or $140. Package A is level 1, package B is level 1 plus level 2, and both the packages have their respective bonuses. All right. Aashe, this was quite the eye-opener, if I might say so, for myself. I know for a fact, and I'm pretty sure for everybody who's been here on the call and who's going to join you again tomorrow. So
Yes.
before we say bye to everybody here, do you have any last words for everyone?
Yes, definitely. Since we are here on the awesome Mystic Tele Summit for Train the Trainer or the healers, I just have one message, being a healer, to everyone, that sometimes the simplicity or the simple modalities can go ahead and make huge difference in your life. We just look for complex things and complex situation and the answers, but sometimes the remedies lie in the most simple things. So try and look for the simplest thing around you and you will find peace there, just like you found peace here.
Oh, that is lovely. And people, right there is your successful healer's tip. Keep it simple, start simple. It'll just make it so much more easier for you. Aashe, thank you so much. Really,
thank you
for the call, for this meditation. I had not expected, I'd gone into it with no expectations, and it far exceeded. Does it exceed anything if you had nothing?
Yes.
Like if you had no expectations, is it still exceeding it?
Okay. If you come up with no expectation, and if you come up with a lot of expectation, sometimes, you will be like taken aback. Okay, this is the only thing. But when you come up, hey, let me just see what happens next, and you're in for a surprise. I guess that's how the life works as well.
Yes, absolutely. And this is an absolute delight, Aashe. As you can see, I'm still kind of disconnected with somewhere in that space. My voice has gotten heavier. In case so I also know for a fact now that it's time for me also to definitely just take a few minutes off and be somewhere else for right now. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Aashe,
thank you, everyone.
Delight.
Thank you, Mystic Lotus and everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.